Hello traders, good evening. Let us take a look at the expectations for tomorrow, what we are looking at for tomorrow. Before we start, again, please like, comment and share the video, subscribe to the channel and click on the notification icon. Let us get back to the monthly chart again. In the monthly chart, we are really bearish at this point of time. The 5450 support that we had on the 4-hour chart, that has been broken down. And at this point of time on the monthly chart, we will keep in mind this 5576, which is the midpoint of this month. At this point, this is the mid of July at 5420 again. And below that, we have 5369, which is the high of the bar of May of this year. So apart from that, this bar is not giving us any other information except the fact that if we keep on coming down, this may be a very good target at 5234, where it will come and hit this bottom trend line. Now let us look at the weekly chart. If we look at the weekly chart, this bottom trend line is again at 5427 or the 5426 area that we have marked on the RTH chart. So that may be a target for the bears at this point of time, and once we get that, we will have to see if we are breaking down this trend line or we are trying to get above this trend line and we are trying to get and then we are trying to move above the 5440, the 5450, 5460 lines again. So that remains to be seen. Otherwise, if we break down this 5437, we break down 5426, we may come to the midpoint of this particular week, which is at 5394. That is highly possible if we break it down and we keep coming down below this particular weekly trend line that we have. On the upside, if the market wants to go up again on the weekly chart, again this 5490 will be a very important area. It has been a fighting ground today as well. And if we can go over 5490 in the weekly chart, then maybe we will target this 5502 area, the 5505 area, and then again we get back up to the 9 to 11 area and then to the 20 area and above. So those support and resistance areas that we were looking at stays almost similar, because all we did today was create a trading range, right? We started around 5471, we came down to 5435. And from there we went up to 5530, and then we came back to 5432 again, right? And then we the low of the day was at 5432.25, and then we closed somewhere around 5441.5. So yeah, it has been a bearish day. It is a very bearish day today, but on the weekly chart, this is a support and we have to go by that. If we break down the support, then we will see that if we come to the subsequent levels on the weekly chart, but before that, there will be multiple other levels that we will be seeing as we go into the lower time frame charts. So looking at the daily chart at this point, we have done the 1:1 of this particular pullback that we had. We are below that 1:1 at this point. And if we want to continue this and create a 2:1, then we will come somewhere near 5364, right? But before that, this is still an area of support till the 5430. And if we break down the 5430, we will see what are the different levels that we have on the lower time frames. But on the higher time frame, we can come down to 5408, we can come down to 5398, and finally we may try to visit this double top breakout area at 5385. At this point of time, I will have these lines marked on the daily chart because they may be of importance as we move into tomorrow. Yeah, so I marked the 5408, 5398 and 5385 areas on the daily chart. These may be of importance. Again, 5427, that will also be a very important line. That is the close of this daily chart. And that is a target that we have on the lower time frames as well as on the weekly chart that we saw based on the bottom trend line that we have. And based on that confluence point, I will mark this 5427.5 as a very strong support area. Looking at the 4-hour chart, we do have a 3-bar micro channel, which is really strong, but then we had a 3-bar micro channel while going up as well. So this whole area may now get converted into a trading range at this point. We do not have much changes in the support resistance area at this point, but if we just say that this was a pullback by the bulls and we want to do a 1:1 of this whole move, market may actually want to come down to 5363. And if you remember, 5363 area is also very important from the daily chart as well. So maybe tomorrow, if we can drop from here and we come down here, that will be another 80-point move. So we have seen that 100-point moves have become very normal. We went up 100 points, we came down 100 points. So it is very likely that if we start coming down from here tomorrow, we can very well come to this 5362 area. And that will be a measured move of this whole thing to the downside. However, in the middle, these areas will also provide support, especially at the 27 to the 24 area. Then we can come down to the 1415 area, and then we can see 05 to 5400, and below that we have 5392, we have 5384, and then if we break all these things down, then 77 to 63 is very highly possible. On the upside, I need to see that we can cross above this 5-6 line. If we cross above this 5-6 line, we can come to this 6-2 area. If you see, this has been a very good support in this region, and I do not want to discount this line at this point. I would still keep it there. Above this, we can have another line here. As we see, it is the 5478. I would take the 5484 to the 5486 line right now because of what happened here, and then the actual 4-hour resistance again comes here between 9.8 and 9.6 at this point of time. We have this trend line as well. We have another trend line here. We broke above it and came below it. Now it is highly possible that we will come down from here if we cannot get above these areas, the 5454, the 5460 areas. Then we will keep coming down below 32. We will hit our 27 line, and maybe after that we will be getting down to the subsequent levels as were marked. Now let us look at the 1-hour chart. We had these channels up here. We did go above this channel. We tried to get into the upper channel but immediately failed, came down, broke down the midpoint of this hourly channel, and from there we actually came down to the midpoint of the previous channel. Again, this was the wedge line that we had. We could not break the wedge line. Tomorrow we will have to see by the morning if we can break this wedge line and we are coming down, or else if we are breaking slightly below it and get back above again. We are in a trading range at this point if we do not break out of these areas, and we will continue to be in that trading range as long as something does not push it out of the market. So the GDP result came out. The first impulse was to come down, then we moved up 100 points, then we moved down 100 points again. So it is just support resistance running the market. This is another proof that whatever news comes out, market does not run by the news. So we need to take a look at what is the impact the news is having on the market. Is it taking out major supports and resistances? And if the major supports and resistances are being claimed back, if they are being claimed back, we will call that as a false breakdown or a false breakout, and then the market will keep on moving in the opposite direction of the first breakdown or breakout. Now on the hourly chart, I will mark some more areas and lines at this point. So for me right now, we will have this as a very good area of resistance between 9.1 to 9.7 on the 1-hour chart. Right now this 48253 area will keep on acting as resistance because we have broken down pretty strong below this. But then now we need to see if there is any follow through. If there is no follow through and we break this down, we will try to come to this area between 24 and 17 on the hourly chart, and we may break that down and come down to this lower channel line. And if we break down this bottom channel line, then we know that we have this hourly balance area right here below, which again 5376, 5375 line will be a support on the hourly chart. On the hourly chart, if you want to go up again, 5.4 has to be taken out. I really would love to see that the price is above this channel line. And at that point of time, we will try and see if we get above this midpoint and we keep going higher. Again, we crossed above the EMA. We had 3 bars above the EMA, but immediately that failed. We came down. So this hourly EMA will also play an important role tomorrow, which is at the 5480 level right now. We will see where that goes when we start in the morning, when we look at the market again in the morning. Based on the movements that happened today, I made certain changes to the RTH 5 minutes chart. So our resistance on the top will be 50.5 or the 51 line at this point, and then we will have 62 to 63 as another area of resistance. Above that we will have the 75 area, then 86, and then above that we have 91 to 95 as our next area of resistance, and then we will look at 99 to 03 to be taken out, and then we can go above to 09.75 again, and then to 2028 to 35, and the top remains the same as we had yesterday. If we break the low of the day, we can come down to the 26.75 or 27 area. Below that we will see the 16 to 14 area. Now this becomes very important. and after that we can come to the 5410 to 9, and then we will fall down to 5399. Maybe the 08 area here will provide some support as a generic support, so we need to remember that in mind as well. And below that we come to 94, and then to 85, and then to the 75 area again. So that is what we have for now. I will come back tomorrow morning again and look at whatever analysis we had tonight and how the market has moved overnight, and based on that we will take a decision. We will chalk out the plans which way the markets can make a move, and we will trade the plan accordingly. So that is all I have for now. I will see you guys again tomorrow morning at 8:45 a.m. EST. If you want to be in that call, the link to the Google Meet is given in the description below. Along with that, you will also have the link to our free Discord server and the Facebook page. You're very welcome to join there. Also, these multi-time frame charts, whatever we discussed, the links to all these are shared in the description below. I will end the video here today, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow morning. Have a great night, everyone. Bye.